Hey guys, my channel here is called The Modern Mess Princess, and life this last year has gotten very messy. Some of you have, well, I don't know how many of you have noticed that my videos have just dropped off. I kind of fell off the face of the earth. Every time I thought I'd get started again, I didn't. My backgrounds changed sometimes, maybe my personality or my enthusiasm seemed lacking. But I feel like if I want to encourage you to live a genuine life in your everyday walk, in your faith walk, I feel like I gotta lead the charge in that, otherwise I'm being a hypocrite, right? I have not been comfortable, well, I'm still not comfortable talking about what I feel like I want to share with you, for fear of judgment, ridicule, debate in the comments. None of that belongs here. I'm sharing this with you simply, one, to be someone who does what she says she does, which is faces the hard things and tells the truth, and two, to be a voice for others like me who have felt silenced. So why did I feel silenced this last year? First of all, it was not God who silenced me. I silenced myself. About September of last year, my husband and I officially separated and started a divorce process, which has now been completed. If you go back and watch my videos, just a month before all that, we were on our 25th wedding anniversary, and I did a Bible journaling entry about our 25th wedding anniversary. The divorce came as quite a surprise, and it has rocked my faith to an absolute core. Living with a chronic illness, it took me a few years to get my head wrapped around that one with God and understanding why he would allow that. But he and I came to terms with that one and made peace with that one. That was, for whatever reason, easier for me to accept and understand. I think because it felt like humans couldn't control any portion of that. If your body gets sick with a genetic illness, you've got it, right? You can't control that. So there's a level of acceptance that you're either going to fight or find. And I was on a journey to find acceptance in my battle with chronic illness. But when it comes to divorce and being a Christian, I didn't know how to reconcile those things. And a lot of people don't. I'll be the first to say that I used to be quite judgmental about Christians who got divorced, especially when I'd hear stories where people didn't really fill in the blanks. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, they seemed like a happy couple, and then all of a sudden they're divorced and there's really not a good explanation. You don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what's happening, and you're thinking, couldn't you have tried harder? What happened to your faith? What happened to God in all this? Why did this even happen? Did this have to happen? Like, wasn't there something that could be done? I never said any of those things to people, but I felt them. And I've felt them about myself in this situation. Isn't there anything that could have been done? There is human control when it comes to marriage and what happens between a husband and a wife. God could step in and change things and save things. God could make things different. Humans can make different choices. All of that is true. And yet I find myself here, a Christian who's divorced. I never, ever thought that I would say that. It's been a long, hard year, you guys. It's rattled my faith to the core, to the point where I felt like I was unqualified to be any kind of example for you guys, unqualified to speak about God's wisdom, God's truth, unqualified to do Bible journaling and Bible art, unqualified to encourage anyone, unqualified to speak about Jesus's love. Some of that came from the church. I'll say church in general. Some teachings, both kind of corporately and personally. Some of the ways I was treated personally. But honestly, when it boils down to it, most of it has been my own shame and my own fears about letting God down. I've been afraid there was something I could have done. I could have done differently. I could have chosen differently. And in that process, I let God down. And so I've been terrified to have a relationship with him, thinking he's gonna just strike me down with a bolt of lightning. Okay, all of that has been what my thoughts are. I know the gospel of grace, and I would preach that to any one of you who came to me with my own story. If you came to me and told me what your life had been like and it was my very own story, I would have gobs of grace to put on you, especially now that I've been through this. I wouldn't expect God to strike you down. I'd be like, he sent Jesus. He sent Jesus. He sent Jesus for this very thing. He loves us. He loves us unconditionally. And as humans, I know we don't understand what unconditionally really means. But we can try to wrap our heads around it. Maybe it's like the best kind of love that we could ever imagine this side of heaven. I wanted to come on here today and just start a dialogue. I don't know where this is going. I haven't shared much Bible journaling with you guys because one, I've done less than I was doing. And two, it's been stripped back and super simple. Like maybe just painting a little symbol in the margins or a little flower and doing more kind of reflection and journaling. So I felt like there wasn't anything to really share. And if it was something that was something to share, it was the thoughts behind it. But a lot of those have been super personal. And since divorce involves other people, my ex-husband and my children, it's not just my story to share. So I guess I just wanted to come on today and let you know who I am. My last name has changed. I'm now Kimberly Wicks, back to my maiden name. There are good things happening in my life. There have been a lot of hard things this year. I'm learning new things. I'm learning new levels of God's grace, God's compassion, his mercy, his love. His love. His love that doesn't quit. His love that doesn't stop. His love that doesn't change. His love that isn't rattled like I was. His love that doesn't get surprised like I was. His love that doesn't abandon us when we need him most or when we're at our worst. We hear all those things, but gosh, I don't know. The way I am, I don't know if it's the way you are, but I got to live through some of these truths to really understand them and have them impact me at my core. So I don't know exactly where this channel is going. Be interesting to see in the comments what you guys are interested in. I love art. I love Bible journaling. I love all that. I'm open to God continuing that path. I'm open to God changing this channel to be more of a discussion about faith and the hard questions of faith, and just being open and honest about what it's like to go through the hard stuff. Because I think a lot of us, when you go through something that's life-changing, it rattles your faith in different ways. Everybody's gets rattled. Some people dig in further. Some people stay where they're at. Some people lose their faith. Some people lose it for a while and come back even stronger. Some people revert back to old rules, so they've got structure, old traditions. We all come back changed. But that's one of the questions I'm asking myself right now is, okay, I'm going to come out of this a changed woman. What kind of change do I want as a result of all of this? I don't want to become a bitter, angry person. I don't want to become fearful. I'm tired of being afraid of God. I'm tired of being afraid of the next bad thing to happen. I'm tired of feeling like I'm silenced and should be kept in the corner because of shame. All that's got to go. So if you have thoughts about this, I don't want to debate whether Christians should get divorced or not. That's not what this is going to be about. I'd be interested in what your questions are about faith, where you're feeling challenged, where your vulnerabilities are, maybe stories of yours that have changed you and how it changed you, what questions still linger. Maybe we can walk through some of this stuff together. This channel's always been a little bit different. It hasn't always just been about arts and crafts and things like that. But let's dig in together and really try to understand, one, how we can be Jesus, loving, compassionate, kind, merciful, graceful to others who are going through challenging situations that we may not understand. And two, let's have a place where we can ask the hard questions, where we can dialogue about those things, where we can wrestle with the hard stuff, look for biblical truths and look for truths that God's teaching us along the way. And maybe we can learn some new things together. Well, that's the kind of stuff I want you to put in the comments. If there's anything that comes across as judgmental or debate worthy, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it because we're not going to debate things. I want this to be a safe space for people to ask hard questions. All right, you guys, that's where I've been this past year in a very small nutshell. Maybe we can unpack more of it more over time. And I'll continue to share things that I've been learning about God's character and about my character and all that's getting rearranged in this process. Bye for now.